Coming up on This Week in Torrance, City Council sheds light on the progress of the city's coyote problem.
Then you can taste flavors from around the world at the newest business to open in downtown Torrance.
And we'll tell you which international company opens its first American office here in the city.
Plus, a one-of-a-kind exhibit traveling across the country makes a stop at a local church. We'll take you there.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. The Torrance Police Department and community partners were applauded for their efforts in combating the coyote population. At the recent council meeting, Police Captain Martin Vukotic shared information on how far the city's coyote management plan has come. Vukotic says they used a balanced approach and the success so far wouldn't have been possible without the community. The plan went into effect September of last year, and since then, sightings and animal deaths have been dropped. Vukotic shared the ways they've been educating the public through offering up-to-date coyote statistics. They have a coyote page on the city's website and recently released the interactive coyote map. The mapping system lets you see where coyotes have been reported and different ways to filter results. Police also shared community outreach efforts, including visiting 12 out of 17 elementary schools. They have passed out 60,000 water bill inserts, and the TPD bike detail has been deployed 9 times, contacting 1,000 citizens. They made a note that no coyotes have been trapped since the last Coyote Council item. But with breeding season underway, Torrance police say there is a lot more to be done. Most recently, they have partnered with USC's Saul Price School of Public Policy on coyote population research. They also plan to launch a program to study coyote population with GPS collar trackers, which would include trapping and releasing 2 coyotes. This will look into patterns and effectiveness of hazing. During the meeting, Councilwoman Heidi Ashcraft said the California Department of Fish and Wildlife complimented Torrance's effort and that it's a great example for other cities to follow.
Well, more in City Council news. Members unanimously approved a more than $1 million project to bring a splash pad to one of the city's most popular parks. Despite concerns about the increase in budget for the park addition, the Community Services Department will now be able to move forward with the proposed design. The project will include a concrete circle splash pad, approximately 3,000 square feet. It can spray in different sequences for various times in the area of what used to be the park's old pond. The pad will have recirculated water, and a park patron can even press a button to activate the water spraying. There will also be an addition of a restroom, and in the future they're looking to add an exercise area for adults. The funds are coming from grant money and the Parks and Recreation Open Space Fund.
Clearly understand the concerns of the amount of money that is being spent on one project, but in light of this issue, I wouldn't be doing my job if I weren't proposing development of something that enriches the lives of our city residents' kids for use of a park that's heavily used by the city of Torrance. It's the most popular park. We see over 3 million visitors to that park a year.
Officials say the goal of this project at Wilson Park was to improve the aesthetic appeal of the old pond space, offer a user group experience, and add additional recreational activity. The splash pad will have a 4,000-pound water tank underground, which has a treatment system to keep the water clean. Construction should be complete by midsummer.
The hot topic of adopting an ordinance to preserve historic homes in the city was brought back to the table at the recent council meeting. Staff asked council to approve the extension of the current Torrance Tract Overlay Zone to December 2017. Originally, the ordinance was adopted by council last year. It's a temporary measure while a historic preservation plan and ordinance is being prepared. Now, during the meantime, the City Council will continue to work on a historic preservation ordinance that would allow homeowners to nominate their properties for landmark designation to be included on a local historic register and creation of historic districts or historic preservation overlay zones. 20 building permits for minor exterior home improvements have been applied for since last year.
Well, there's only a short time left to apply for a Hometown Hero banner. Driving down Torrance Boulevard, you may have noticed banners of men and women who have served or are currently serving in the armed forces. It's part of the city's Hometown Heroes military banner recognition program, and now they're looking to add more eligible members. Anyone interested in honoring a family member or friend can apply for the 2017 program. Banners are installed each year to coincide with the annual Armed Forces Day Parade that takes place during the third weekend in May. Honorees must be a military personnel who is or was part of the U.S. Armed Forces. The person must be a Torrance resident or have an immediate family member that is. The application deadline is February 20th. Go to torranceca.gov and search Hometown Heroes.
Still ahead, two chefs are bringing back a unique Japanese cuisine to Torrance.
Plus, it's peak flu season. We have tips on how to protect yourself.
My name is Carly. I'm 15 years old and I am a heart recipient. I got my first heart transplant when I was 1.5 years old. I got my second heart when I was 13. When I step out on stage, I think I'm communicating with people. I would like to tell them that I want to make a change in life. Like, yeah, you can have 2 heart transplants, but that doesn't stop you from doing the things that you love. When I get my driver's license, of course, I'm going to say yes to be an organ donor because I've been saved twice. So who says I can't save somebody else? It's just the beginning of a new story.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
A one-of-a-kind experience made a stop in Torrance to shed light on how children are affected in poverty-stricken countries around the world. Reporter Desiree Higuereta takes us there.
With just a headset and an iPod, locals here in the South Bay were transported into different parts of the world.
As a mom, as a parent, as a Christian, I know that, we struggle ourselves. We're not the wealthiest people, but at the same time, I know we are wealthy, especially living here in the United States.
Mina Chu was one of the 3,000 guests who visited Graceway Church in Torrance to see the Compassion Experience, a 2,000 square foot interactive exhibit that allows guests to see life through the eyes of impoverished children living in third world countries.
The goal of this particular event is to honestly get as many kids as we can sponsored, to share with them the love of Jesus, to get them an access to education, and to honestly bring the whole community awareness.
The tour was founded by Compassion International, a Christian organization that recreates the homes and lifestyles of children living in poverty in countries throughout the globe. Torrance residents Caitlin Atkinson and Valerie Perea say the exhibit made an impact on them.
I felt bad for the children who keep on going through this because they have really small homes, they don't get everything they need.
I try to feel what they're going through, and I really understood because it's like not everyone can get everything.
Compassion is currently assisting almost 2 million children in 26 of the world's most impoverished countries. At the end of the tour, guests have the chance to choose a child to sponsor.
They get access to clean water, access to an education. They're getting to hear about Jesus, medical attention. So they're getting basic doctor checkups, basic dentist checkups, and they're getting supplemental food supplies.
The World Bank estimates that 700 million people live in poverty throughout the globe. Many of them are children. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Desiree Higuereta.
Thanks, Desiree. The ages of the children involved in the sponsorship program range from as young as 3 years old up to 22. The Compassion Experience has 8 trucks traveling throughout the country. For more information on their next stops, visit CompassionExperience.com.
Well, you could say love was in the air at the Torrance Historical Society Museum recently. Locals dressed the part for an afternoon full of tasty tea and camaraderie. The Valentine's Day themed party had a unique teapot collection on display. The tea is also a fundraiser to help the Society and Museum, who offer free events throughout the year to the community and also help keep the city's historic archives up to date. This year's fundraiser paid special tribute to Jamie Ruth Watson.
Our immediate past president, Jamie Ruth Watson, passed away about 2 weeks ago, and all of her teapots are featured in the center of each table. So before the ladies took a sip of their tea, they all raised their glasses and toast to Jamie in her memory.
The Tea Party was also an opportunity for participants to learn more about the city of Torrance. Beth Wilson was the guest speaker who talked about vintage handkerchiefs. There was also a vintage boutique for attendees by Janet Stancliffe of Sunnyland Estate Sales. For one participant, it's an event she's been to every year.
It's just a fun way to come in and learn more about the women who have collected our history and the women that have had a long history. I've lived in Torrance, most of my life, so 50 plus years, and there are other people who have lived here much longer, and it's nice to be able to be a friend with them and socialize and learn about the Historical Society.
The Torrance Historical Society and Museum is located at 1345 Post Avenue.
Yukon Elementary recently celebrated upgrades to its campus with the community.
Go Huskies!
Students started the evening out with some tunes as school board members and parents came together for Yukon Elementary's rededication ceremony after the completion of its modernization project. Thanks to Measure Y and Z passed by voters, the school is now remodeled with a new library that has doubled in size, an updated cafeteria, and safer entrances along with upgraded playgrounds.
When the kids came back to school, they were running up and down the hallways. I know they're supposed to walk. And going, it's beautiful because the sidewalks were wide and clear and not chipped, and the paint was bright and beautiful. The windows were lovely. The lights are gorgeous. We had a night event and it's like day. And I had kind of some fun because I told the kids, there's cameras now. We can take pictures of you everywhere in the hallway.
Yukon is the smallest elementary school in the Torrance Unified School District with nearly 300 students. Another great addition that is yet to open is the Science Lab.
A local leader in the field of education was recently honored for her dedication to the community. El Camino College Superintendent and President Dina Maloney was named a 2017 Wheelhouse Fellow and will attend the upcoming inaugural Wheelhouse Institute on Leadership event. She was nominated by leaders in education and the advisory board of Wheelhouse based on her achievements and leadership in the community college system. Maloney is one of 25 fellows who will take part in a year-long professional and personal development institute on leadership designed for current and aspiring CEOs and senior executives of California community colleges. Maloney is the 6th El Camino College president. Wheelhouse program is housed at the University of California Davis School of Education.
One of America's oldest jewelers is back in Torrance. City leaders in the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce came together for Samuel Jewelers' grand opening at the Del Amo Fashion Center. The store, once located in Torrance, moved back home recently due to the boulevard's bustling business environment. Samuel's has been around for more than a century. The business first started in San Francisco, and the company offers competitive prices and sell a wide range of treasures from watches, promise rings, to personalized items.
One of the best things that we can possibly do, and any other jewelry store never does, we do 5 years, no interest, no money down, and no penalty for paying it off early financing. On top of that, anything that you buy at our store that's preset has a lifetime warranty with no inspections and no paperwork needed whatsoever.
Samuel's Jewelers is located next to Joann's. You can reach them at 310-214-1851.
Now there's one place you can go to get tea flavors from around the world. COYOTE Tea Room opened its 4th Los Angeles location right here in Old Torrance on El Prado Avenue. COYOTE offers a unique experience for customers as they can stop in to choose from over 350 unique teas and create a signature COYOTE Tea Room experience. You can enjoy afternoon tea with savory finger sandwiches, scones, and desserts. They also cater for larger events and special occasions.
We are probably the only tea importer that has close to 400 different teas in one house. And we also do tea lessons. Unlike any other places, we have an actual tea tasting. If it's your first time having tea, or if it's your first time in a tea house, we could actually guide you through and teach you how you should taste tea and how you should pick a selection that you can have at home and how you should store tea. All those sort of things are something that we could teach at COYOTE.
They have teas from China, Japan, Sri Lanka, South Africa, and even Taiwan. Some of their unique tastes are exotic fruit-flavored teas inspired by wine and a wide range of green tea flavors. COYOTE opened its first location in 1990. Devin Shaw was the founder of COYOTE and passed away last year. COYOTE is located at 1303 El Prado Avenue, where Torrance Produce Market and Deli used to be. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Fans of a popular Japanese cuisine are welcoming a new business to town. Chefs Isao Minami and Hisao Kasama from the former Marahide Uni Club that was located on Redondo Beach Boulevard have now teamed up to open Miyabi Uni in Old Torrance. The new eatery will offer the sea urchin taste to customers. The location has minimal space and is said to have a more refined menu with a vast array of appetizers, soups, rice, bowls, pastas, and entrees. So far, they've only served dinner, but hope to open for lunch in the near future. Their address is 1231 Cabrillo Avenue, Suite 101. You can check out the menu at miyabiuni.com.
And speaking of business, one more international company can now call Torrance home. Tri-Team officially opened its first overseas headquarters in the city of Torrance. The Australian company manufactures the award-winning range of Veefil fast chargers for electric vehicles and say the facility will service both the North and South American regions. It will focus on technical customer support and local manufacturing. A company spokesman says the Torrance office will allow for a local network of partners to be trained to install and service the Veefil range while bringing new jobs to the region. The company was established 15 years ago and is a specialist designer and manufacturer of fast chargers for EVS, power electronic systems, and battery energy storage applications. Its products are operational on every continent around the world and are found in submarines and unmanned aerial vehicles.
Have you received the flu shot yet? Well, a local doctor says it's not too late. With peak flu season, that's peak flu season underway, Dr. Sarwat Mahmood from Torrance Memorial Medical Center says this season she has seen a lot of patients with the flu. The Centers for Disease Control says 15 pediatric deaths have been reported across the country. Mahmood says for everyone ages 6 months or older, a vaccine is recommended, especially important for people with high risk of influenza complications such as diabetes, older adults, and pregnant women.
We just urge people to get a flu shot. It doesn't mean that they will not get the flu because the flu virus oftentimes changes its strain. However, it's the only tool we have to prevent the spread of illness.
On the next episode of This Week in Torrance, reporter Desiree Higuereta will have more on the flu story.
Well, hundreds of Los Angeles babies were given a special present, all to spread awareness. Newborns wore little red hats and posed for the camera at Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center in Torrance. This event was part of the Little Hats, Big Hearts program that launched in the country this year. It engages volunteers to knit or crochet red hats for babies born in February in celebration of Heart Month. It also coincides with Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week. More than 1,600 babies received these little hats. It's a collaborative program with the Children's Heart Foundation, sponsored locally by Union Bank. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and each year at least 40,000 babies are born with congenital heart defects. More than 400 hospitals participate in this program.
Torrance parents won't have to go far to see if their child's car seat is installed correctly, thanks to local emergency responders. 5 Torrance Fire Department personnel recently received certification by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to conduct car seat inspections and installations around the clock. Previously, the Torrance Fire Department would send anyone in need of help to the California Highway Patrol Office, but now there will be someone with this skill set on duty. If you're interested, you can stop by the Fire Prevention Office or any of the fire stations in the city. For more information, you can call Fire Prevention at 310-618-2973.
And with tax season underway, local authorities are warning residents about common scams. Many times, suspects can file made-up tax returns using a victim's social security number and other personal information. Most victims don't know this is happening until they attempt to file their own refund. This is one of the hardest frauds to prevent. Scams can also happen over the phone, as suspects pretend to be working for the IRS and tell the victims that they owe money and need a payment right away. It's a good reminder that the IRS never asks for personal information over the phone and never insists that taxpayers use a specific type of payment. Now, authorities also say it's a good idea to safeguard your personal information. Now, don't carry your Social Security card around. Only give out your Social Security number if it's necessary. Check your credit report regularly. Look over your Social Security report each year and use antivirus software. You can check your Social Security report each year at ssa.gov.
Still ahead, we've got some great upcoming events you won't want to miss.
We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Welcome back. Here are some upcoming events to mark on your calendar. El Camino College will soon open its newest art gallery called Personal Matters. It starts on February 13th and runs through March. The artists depict their own life experiences through a broad variety of media. The art gallery is located on 16,000 block of Crenshaw Boulevard. Then the Southern California Live Steamers will have its public run day on Saturday, February 18th from noon to 3 p.m. at Wilson Park. It's free and open to the public. Plus, don't forget to get tickets for the Torch Cultural Arts Foundation's Dancing with the South Bay Stars show taking place on Saturday, February 25th at 8 p.m. Our very own senior scene producer, writer, and host, Hope Witkowski, will be participating, raising funds for a great cause. For tickets and information, go to 310-781-7171. Before we go, we have a sneak peek at what's happening on the sports desk.
That's right, Byron. What do you have for us?
Hey, Jen and Ben, coming up on the sports desk. See where some of our favorite Torrance area athletes are taking their on-the-field skills next year as National Signing Day is upon us. Plus, we get down to the nitty-gritty in high school hoops. Who is playing themselves in and who is playing themselves out of potential postseason action. Tune into the sports desk at 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE. Jen and Ben, back to you.
Thanks, Byron. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jen Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.